Good morning, Flosstube. This is Danielle with Lovins Stitchin, and this is Flosstube number 2. I came back. I'm so excited to be back, and thank you so much for all of the kind comments and the encouragement and the welcome into doing Flosstube. It's been really exciting, and getting to see other Flosstubers. I've been saving a whole bunch on my YouTube watch list and getting to know new Stitchers, so it's been a lot of fun. And I did have my first shout out. I was watching Flosstube last night, and Mandy with Homegrown and Handmade put up a new video after having her first baby, so congratulations there. He's adorable and give me all the baby feels. Love little babies. And she mentioned me, so that was super exciting to hear that. So thank you so much for all of that. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day and a great last few weeks of stitching and Maynia. It was a really busy weekend for us. I've got a 4-year-old, like I mentioned, or almost 4-year-old, and he is doing soccer, but there's no competition or matches or anything. It's just games and fun for him to learn about the game and practice skills and things like that. So Saturdays we do that, and then my nieces had a ballet, and like I said, they're about 45 minutes from us. We had a 40-minute window to get there, and so thankfully the ballet started a little bit late because my my youngest niece was the second dance for the program. So we were able to see her, and then we had to wait 2 intermissions for the other 2 nieces to do their dance. Or they had 3 dances, and with a 4-year-old and a 19-month-old, that was a little bit crazy because they got stir crazy, and it was lunchtime. It was nap time for the little one, but thankfully they did really well and they enjoyed it. The little one, she loves to dance, so she was dancing with them in the aisles, and we sat in the back where there were a lot of open seats to keep our crazy over there and away from all of the families trying to enjoy it. So hopefully we didn't disturb anybody. But it was really fun, and seeing my older nieces, who are one's a teenager and almost a teenager, see how much they've grown from when they were little. I just can't believe that they're so grown up. And then we had family come in because we did a baby dedication on Mother's Day. And so it was a late night with the kids, getting to spend time with their aunt and uncle and just loving them, and then an early morning for the dedication. And then we did do a family get together because we had Mother's Day, and then we had 2 birthdays on Monday. So my dad and one of my nieces share a birthday. And every now and then their birthdays fall right at Mother's Day. So we just did a big celebration. My dad wanted pizza, so we brought in some pizzas and had fun. So we were exhausted by the end of the weekend, but it was also really nice. And my husband took the kids shopping, and they went to Home Goods, and they got me a couple mugs. This is one of them. I'm drinking my coffee this morning in it. And a Raiden candle that says Queen Bee. Where it's got the bee and it says Queen. So that was really cute. And there's another mug that I think it says I love mom. So super sweet. So I was able to open those from the kids, and they were so excited to bring them up to me. So that was fun. So let's talk stitching. It is Maynia, and I am having so much fun. I have a lot to show. So stick with me for this. But I did think I would show a couple previous finishes. You can kind of see over here, I'm starting to change out my decor. I did put May up for the truck, so it looks lovely. I love it. And I'm starting to put out some summer decor. I don't have a lot for the tiered tray yet, so I need to start stitching. So it's still kind of springy over there. But I did put out some of my What's in My Cup patriotic pieces over here. So I think this section is going to be patriotic once I get it there. And then I have another tiered tray that I've got a PC or a Priscilla and Chelsea honeybee cup, and I think that's going to be a bee strawberry theme. So this is my first year doing tiered trays, so I've got to work on my small stitching and get some stuff in there, and then also some small pieces of decor to put in there to kind of spruce them up. But because we are into a new month, since my first video, I did bring out my May stitching. So we've got the truck, which I already showed you guys. And this is hands-on design, a year in celebrations. So last year I got the grand idea to do a whole bunch of monthly pieces. So I did, when the trucks came out, I did them. Probably January is when I started these ones. I started with January and I did them one a month. And they're pretty easy to keep up. I think it took me 2 or 3 days to stitch these. And then this is just from Walmart actually. So it's got the little clip. And I got to spruce this up a little bit. Some of the pieces I've got pins and ribbon in. Some of them I didn't do that. This was one of my very first attempts at doing a different kind of finish. So it's not super fancy, but I like it. I think it fits well. And this basket was, in retrospect, it's not that difficult, but because I had just started to stitch in hand and I was learning how to do that, it was a little bit on the trickier side, just figuring out movement and everything, but I really like it. So that is May. Figure out where to put all this. And then another hands-on design is a year in chalk, and it's crooked. It's just probably gonna stay crooked. So I started these ones in April, I think, of last year. I found these designs and decided I was gonna do one a month again. And these ones I got way behind on because it was stitching on black. This is 28 count black Jobelin. And it was my first time really working on black. All of the trucks are on 27 count Linda, which I really love Linda. So for some reason, I love Jobelin, but the black Jobelin, I don't know, I have a little bit harder time. The Monaco, I don't have as hard of a time. Maybe it's because it's a little stiffer, but the Jobelin I did have a hard time. And I was working on a really big piece and it lasted me the whole year. So I just would cut it off when it was done. So maybe that's why. So this is May, and this just, it's all actually magnets in case I ever want to take it off. But I ended up just deciding that I was going to leave this bow, even though it is on magnets too. Just because it kind of goes with everything and that makes it a little bit easier with switching it out. All I have to do is this main piece. And then one more, I did switch out my Country Cottage Needleworks Cottage of the month. This is May and it's got the bees. I've got a big thing for bees right now. So I'm just stitching all things bees, or as much as I can find and much as I have, which is not a lot. So I need to go through all of my magazines and see what I've got that are bees, because I've got a million magazines downstairs that I've collected over 20 years of stitching. I did have a finish before I started Maynia, and so I decided to start working on, fully finished. I've got 2 of those. Let's do those first. I was really close to a finish last time on my Summerology by the Trilogy, and I did them as individuals. So I did finish filling those in, I think on my way to soccer. Let my husband drive. And so this is, here we go, the finish on that. So there is a story behind this. I'll try to keep it up or show it a little bit, because this is a really big piece. So last year, I was into doing a lot of different crafts and things around the house. And in our house, we have vaulted ceilings in our living room. And so that leads to one huge wall. There's no windows. It's an inside wall. That's just blank, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And so I went on to Pinterest and I was looking through all these different gallery wall ideas, and I came across the Scrabble walls with your family names and all put together. And so I decided I was going to do that, but I was going to make them. And so my husband had some wood, and so he cut probably 36 or 40 little, maybe 4x4 squares, took them to my dad's because he's got some fancy tools that could make it look really pretty on the edges, smooth edges. And then I stained them and stenciled them. I found a tutorial on how to do your own stencil. Colored them in. It took a while because your hand gets cramped up doing that. And then he helped me put them up. And so we also have this big window that my sister turned into a picture frame of sorts. They have an old Victorian house that they redid the windows on. And so for Christmas, probably 2 years ago, she gave us my mom and us, an old window. She put pictures, like a collage, and in the middle it says family, and it's beautiful. And I wanted to put that up. So I made the Scrabble design to where there's a big opening for this picture frame to be able to go in. And then we filled in a lot of the other spaces just with frames and things that we had around the house that we hadn't put up yet on walls. And then at the bottom we had this thin, and just a couple inches, not even that size, this is bigger than that space, open space. And my husband and I were looking at it, and he said, we need something to go there. And I thought, well, I'm getting back into stitching. I'd really like to put some stitching up there. So let me see what I can find. So I went and I found the Summerology Patterns. I hunted them down, was able to get them online. I can't remember where. And so I started on winter. This was probably last summer. I didn't get very far. Winter's not done. So we had still had this open space. I found I think it's a plate holder that's long. It's longer than this. It's got 3 sections to hold plates that my mom gave me. I thought, okay, well, that'll fit in that space. And so that can be a holding place so we can fill some stuff in. And then when I finally started to make some progress, I guess, on the spring ones, I decided, okay, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. So I went into Hobby Lobby and I found the big long frame, and I had to measure and figure out it was all the right size. So I chalk painted over the words. So that's gray chalk paint, because there was a word, I think it's supposed to go vertical, but there was a word here that I chalk painted over. And then I found these little, on Etsy, these wood cutouts that are unstained. And I'll have to find the shop that I got them from and link them below. But they have all kinds of different, that's Sammy, he's up here with me. And the trash is coming. I might have to pause. He's a barker. So I found these little wood cutouts, and I just had to look at all my patterns and decide which cutouts I was going to use for the patterns, and I wanted them to match. I knew that I wanted 3 on, see if I can get him to stop. 1 on the end, we'll just pause. And the trash people are gone. So hopefully we won't have any more barking. My husband took the kids to preschool today, which was super sweet. He had to go into the office, which he has been working from home for 14 months now, since 2020. But every now and then he goes into the office. So he said he was gonna run in there, take care of some work there, and he would drop the kids off at they go to preschool 2 days a week in the mornings. And so he dropped them off. So it's just me in the house. So I'm taking advantage. And of course, Sammy is here as well, and he's just hanging out. But when the trash comes, he barks. So sorry about that. Okay, so these wood pieces. I knew that I wanted 3 that were gonna be the same because I thought that would work. And then I kind of filled in the other 2 with what matched the pattern. And then I just painted them with Walmart acrylic paint, I think is what I had, and then mounted them on mat board and then put them on there. So they're on like with magnets, and they just come off, pop off. And so I'll show you the spring ones that I did. So I did 3 flowers, and these ones actually did different colors. And then the bunny with bunny ears. This basket was, again, my nemesis because so many colors, so many changes. But it's beautiful. And then these, the boots I think were supposed to be yellow, and I did them purple because purple is my favorite color, and I really like it. So those just switch out. So when I get autumnology and winterology eventually done, I can just switch them out pretty simple. So those are the 2, that's the one. I forgot, I have the other one. So I did get my Cottage of the month done, and this is May, yeah. And I had it finished, except I ran out of pink posy. And so I had to wait until my Needlecase Goodies order came in yesterday. So I had 2 lines of pink that I had to finish that I so I did everything, all the rest of the finish, and then once I just stitched those lines up and got it finished. So here's my finish on that. This piece is from a thrift store before the pandemic. I did some thrifting and found it. There's really no information on it. It's just a piece of wood, but I really like it and it fits perfectly. And then the bow comes off. So I switch this out every month. This ribbon's from Michael's. This is from Hobby Lobby and it's in the paper section. The paper craft area. And then the little B button is from Hobby Lobby as well in the button section. So for this fabric, I don't know if you can see, it's really pretty. You can see the back of my work, don't judge. I really like this fabric and it's just a fat quarter from Joann's. And I didn't pick it intentionally and I didn't leave enough room either. I cut the board a little bit wrong. I got my measurements wrong, but that's okay. So again, I love the bees and it matches really well with Country Cottage Needleworks, the Cottage of the month. So this is sampler of the month. Okay, those are my 2 finishes. Whew. Now, I did, like I was trying to say, squeeze in a quick finish before Maynia started. So I picked up my Lizzie Kate Summer Smalls and I stitched the berries. This took a night. It was super quick. I don't think I have anything. There we go. It's a bit behind. And this is on the same fabric that I did the Housewives Buffalo Plaid Spring on. So it's the 28 count Jobelin. I can't remember what it's called. But it's really pretty and it was super quick, super cute. So it is gonna go in here eventually. These ones, they still fit for summer-ish, so they're fine. I'm gonna stitch all 3 of them before I do the pillows. That way I can get the pillows done and over with together because sewing and me are not best friends. But here's the colors. So these are just random colors that I picked from my stash that I had. And I love key rings. I know a lot of stitchers do. So Walmart key rings just makes it easier to keep everything together rather than figuring it out in my bag. Okay, so I also am doing 2 stitch alongs, so I've made progress on those. The Fat Quarter Shop Serendipity stitch along, they released part 4 the beginning of the month. And so I did get caught up on that. I'm stitching this on 28 count Jobelin Sky Blue. So they did this part down here. And I just stitched one of them a day for 6 days because it only took about 6 days. And one of these is off a stitch. I think it's over here, but I didn't put enough. There's one, but it doesn't make a difference, so I wasn't taking it out. I am a type B personality sometimes when it comes to frogging. If I can get around it, I'm going to get around it. I don't want to frog if I don't have to. There have been instances when I've absolutely had to, but I try not to. So these are the 5 colors that I'm using. It's all classic Colorworks and just what I picked from my stash. Honeycomb, Dublin Bay, Pumpkin Harvest, Jolly Holly. And I think the next one releases tomorrow or Saturday. I think it's the biggest one of all that they've done. Add that into the Maynia. Crazy. Okay, I'm also doing the Sail Away with Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, and this one benefits Make-A-Wish Foundation. So the pattern is free on the Jolly Jabber blog, but they do ask that you make a donation to Make-A-Wish, and they're sharing the different stories that they're able to, wishes that they're able to grant, which is super sweet to see that. Okay, Sail Away. I'll say this is the Fat Quarter Shop's Maynia stitch, and it's a mystery stitch. So they did part 1 May 1st, part 2 was last Friday, and then part 3 will be tomorrow. I don't know. So again, that light blue fabric. So this is my progress there. So I am all caught up. I was able to get the border done in 1 night, and then this part took 2 nights, I think. And then if you add in, you know, you're doing Maynia. I'm doing Maynia too, so it takes some time to get it all. And the white, it does show up. It's harder to stitch the white on this for some reason. I guess it's because it's a lighter fabric and just making sure I'm doing it correctly. So this one's also on the 28 count sky blue Jovelin, and it's really cute. There's a Lighthouse, and I can't wait to see that. I don't think that part's next. I don't remember. And I am using the floss pack that came, that they did. And of course, I had to get the bag. I needed another project bag, of course. And I've never used color and cotton, but I really like it. And you get 8 yards, so you get more than what you get with the other fancy floss. So I really like that. Okay, so those are everything up till Maynia. I'm having so much fun with Maynia. When I pick up pieces from last Maynia that I haven't touched, there's one that I haven't enjoyed. The rest of them, I've been really getting into them and I'm really excited about them. And then of course, all of the new starts I've been really excited about too. So I wanted to do a video mid-May because there's so much to show. So bear with me as we kind of go through these. Get my list. I tried to put these in order to make it easier. So for day 1, I worked on Sail Away because that was, no, that was, they released that one April 30th. So I did Sail Away the night before, and I wanted to get Sail Away as much done as possible before Maynia started. So day 1, I did Heart and Hand Summer Whirligig. And I've got all 4 of these, but this is the first one that I've done. And I finished it because it's so small and it's just so cute. So this is stitched on 28 count Monaco coffee tea dyed, which is what most everything is stitched on unless it's black. I do a lot of that. And then mostly my own colors. There's not a lot of stitching in the main areas, and so I didn't want, and it's a mix. It's a mess. And so I didn't want to use a ton of fancy floss or get colors, buy colors specifically if it wasn't gonna matter. And it was in my Nikki's Notables cute little bag, and it's Paris and Mickey, if you can see. My sister loves Paris. One day she's gonna have to go visit. So that was a finish. Day 2, I picked up a 2020 Maynia project. It is in a DotDot Goose bag. If you've never gotten a DotDot Goose bag, you need to. They are beautiful, and purple is my favorite color, so I had to get this one. I have, I think, 3 DotDot Goose bags. I'll get more. So this is Liberty 1776 by Little House Needleworks. And I started this last year, like I said, for Maynia. And I absolutely love it. I did not have a lot of progress on it last year for Maynia. And I did not pick it up again since. So this is where I'm at now. So all I had before I started it was the black circle. I hadn't filled it in at all. So I filled in, and then I did the star with the greenery and those letters. And I love this. This is on a mystery fabric, and I may have coffee tea dyed it. I went through a kick last year when I was learning how to coffee tea dye, and I grabbed all of my fabric that I had. It feels like Monaco because it's different. It's definitely 28 count, but it's a grayish blue. but I have no idea what it is. And I've got a couple that I stitched on these, and I definitely did not dye it. I didn't dye it. It was just the piece that I had that I think I coffee tea dyed just to see what would happen. And I think I'm using called for colors on that. Day 3 was Little House Needleworks. It is Fall is in the Air, part 1, and I am working on this guy. So I have not, this is the first one that I've done. I have all of the patterns now because they just released part 3. And that is where I got on him. So I made a lot of progress. Small guys are helpful. However, I do have, if you look at it, let's see. There's a lot of fill-in. So you have to fill in all of that blue. And what is that? That's St. Bernard, which is a color I've never stitched with. So I did get that. I'm looking forward to using that. And it is called for DMC as like DMC conversion and then some fancy floss. So again, if it's not going to show up very much, the variegation, I didn't use it because I want to save that variegation for a project where it's going to show a lot more. So that one, I think next time I pick it up, I can probably finish that first piece because it's so small and there's not a lot. Day 4, I did hands-on design spring talk. Sorry for the crinkles. Try to get the pattern out. Spring, or let's talk spring and the chalk talk. And I'm doing the small. So Kathy Haberman did a tutorial on wrapping the hoop. So I'm going to try to do that for these ones and start with the smaller pieces. I do have the winter piece done, but it's not the winter of this series technically. It's the one that was released in a magazine. And last year there was a stitch along on Facebook before Kathy even talked about doing this series. And I think that pattern is what sparked this series to start. And she ended up doing a second winter pattern because she didn't have the rights to the first winter pattern. And so she wanted to be able to sell them all together. You have to go to Hirschner's, I think, to get the other winter pattern. So I did that winter pattern, but I don't have the other one yet. I have to figure out how to display, but I do want to do the winter hoop, so I need to get it. And let's get the floss out of the way. That is my progress. So just have to fill in the green and finish the birds in the nest. And there's a couple, let's see. I think those are smartness stitches that have to be done up here. But it's so cute. So I have to learn how to do the hoop. I've never done a circle finish. So this guy's gonna get a circle finish. I've watched Priscilla and Chelsea's video once. I think I'm gonna have to watch it again while I'm doing it. I've cut everything. I've cut the batting. I've cut the fabric to go around it. I just need to watch how she does the back and she kind of sews it or laces it in a way all together. And I'm gonna have to watch it while I'm doing it, I think. So that's a little intimidating. I've got everything I need to finish this. I just don't know how. And so I just have to get in there and do it. Maybe I'll have that finished by the next video. And then the hoop, I don't think the hoop will be difficult. It's just wrapping it correctly. So I think once I get that done, I will try to figure that one out. And I'm super fancy in how I have this one. I can't show because the pattern's in there. Cover the pattern with the stitching. I just have it all in the bag. There's no project bag for that one. Day 5 is Country Cottage Needleworks, Trees and Bees. Again, I'm on the bee kick. 28 count Monaco, coffee tea dyed. Oh, just get this the right way. And this is my progress. So building a house, that house is really cute. Once the house is done, I think the rest will go fairly quickly. But it's so cute. I have no idea how I'm gonna finish it. I haven't thought that far ahead. And this one is also just hanging out of the bag. I think I ran out of bags. So I just had to use the plastic bags. Maynia does that to you when you're kitting up 30 projects. And another bee one, because you gotta have the bees. This is Lizzie Kate's Buzzy string, and I am super tardy to the party on the strings. This is my first one. But they have so many of them that are so cute, and it's tiny. It's so much smaller than I've realized. It's so small, but so cute. So here's where I got on that guy. I mean, I cut this huge piece of fabric. I could probably fit another one down here. I don't even know. But because it's so small, it goes so fast. So I'm 50% done with this one. So this will be easy to just pick up. It won't take any time at all to finish this guy once I pick him back up. So cute. And it's just a mix of DMC. What does it call for? It calls for Weeks Dye Works. I think I'm using all DMC. Yeah. Because they're so small, the variegation doesn't show that much. Okay, so day 7, I mentioned there's one that I didn't really enjoy as much working on. And this was a pickup from last Maynia. And I don't know if it's, I think it's the fabric that I'm not loving, because it's not, I like the pattern. It's Little House Needleworks Fall Squared. And I had this block mostly done last year. So when I picked it up, try to get that tree in there. I have the house now and the tree and the crow. And I think I'm working on the roof right now. And I had a little fill in, a couple of stitches that I had to finish on there. So this is it's even weave 28 count. Feels like a Joblin or a Logana probably. Another one that I just had in my stash. And I think it's maybe the color that I chose that I'm not loving, because it's darker and things don't pop as much, I think. I don't know. I just was not loving it. So this one, I want to finish it. I just got to get motivated to stitch on something I don't love. And I just, again, I don't want to start over. I don't want to frog. I'm going to push through and I'm going to get it done. One way or the other. So day 8 was our crazy Saturday. And so I needed one that would be good for car stitching because my husband drove, and so I wanted to be able to stitch while he was driving and we were driving all around town. So this one was pretty simple to work on, and it is Heart and Hand, Wee Blessings. So I'm working on the pumpkin. So there's just a lot of back and forth, and I'm going horizontal back and forth. But I went ahead and did this middle section here. I didn't have to try to figure out where they go. I just had to figure out where the end pieces are as I'm going back and forth, and that makes it a little bit easier. Coffee Tea Dyed Monaco. And mostly called for Gentle Arts, and then some DMC. I think, I don't know, some of it's gonna be DMC. I know I've got some DMC in there. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I was using Fancy Floss. Day 8, I did Little House Needleworks, Seasons of Growth. I have all 4 of these patterns. This is the first one that I am doing. I think I got them as a Christmas gift last year. So I'm excited to do them. Again, Coffee Tea Dyed Monaco. I think you can see it pretty good. And I got all of it, all the border done, and then started on the roof. The roofs, because there's 2 houses. So that's cute. And then these are the other, I think I've got them all in here. So here's spring. Winter and autumn. So they're cute. And then I got some haul. It came in the mail, so I had to start it the day of. It is the July calendar crates. And I was very excited to get it started. This was, I should have known that I was going to start this one with Maynia. But I didn't put it in there. So I have extra projects. So I need to start 2 one day maybe. I don't know. And this is another, I'll show it, no pattern. DotDot Goose bag. And it's sunflowers. And I think this is the very first one I got. And my sister-in-law got it for me for Mother's Day last year. And I love it. Love the sunflowers. So I started with the small one. I wanted something quick and it's ridiculously cute. And I finished it. So it was super quick to do this one. And because I got the small one done, I did get a start on the big piece. And then I picked this up again a couple nights ago. So I made a little bit more progress on it. So I didn't have all of this done the first day. It feels like it's bigger than the trucks. I mean, it is bigger. It's a little bit bigger tall-wise. I think it's the same width-wise. It just seems like a bigger, more daunting piece. But I'm glad that I've got till July, technically, to get this one done. So I'll work on it a little bit here and there. It's probably going to be one of my main focus pieces until it's done. But I like that I can get started on it now, and I have a month and a half until I have to have it done. But I want to have it done before the next one comes in, so I kind of can stay on top of it. I am stitching that on 28 count black Monaco, because I have a whole bunch of that, so I'm just going to go through all of that. Day 11 is Manny Di Donna Liberty Lane Pillow. I've seen a lot of people stitching on this one. It was a new release for the Needlework Expo, and it's just cute. And it's not super difficult because you're just building houses and they're mostly the same color. It's pretty simple. But I did realize that the words are petite stitches, so 1 over 1, which I have never done. I want to, but I've watched some videos on it and it's kind of intimidating, thinking you have to go as like against the grain of the fabric, or what I've watched, and maybe that's more specific with linen, whereas, you know, I'm working on even weave and Monaco, so maybe it won't be as difficult as I'm making it out in my mind. We'll see. I'm excited to try it because I like to challenge myself and try new things with my stitching as much as possible. So this, I got the house done, the first one. And it's, I don't know if you can see, in the flag. So in the pattern, or in the picture, it just goes straight across, but in the pattern, it kind of makes a little V. And I really like the V, so I did that. But it's nice that you can kind of decide which one you want to do, because you can see the picture versus the pattern. But I like it in the kind of like the banner. I like that. And then yesterday was day 12, and I did not plan on starting something new, but I did, because I'm crazy, and I was switching out my decor. I realized I needed more patriotic. So I need to get moving on these small guys. And I've got all of well, most of them, I think, Housewives pieces that they did last month for Americana April. And I love this one because that barn, it's tiny and adorable. I love this one. I saw this one and I was like, I have to have it. So I've started it. So I got a little work on it during the day yesterday. Since my husband is home working from home, when we have a home gym in our garage, and so he takes the kids outside to play while he's working out. So I had a little bit of time while they were outside playing. So I just took advantage of it and got a little work done on that. And this is in a project bag that I made myself, so I will show you that. It's a fall bag. Just some fabric that I had. Last year I decided I was gonna watch some tutorials and make some project bags because I have a ton of fabric. And surely I can do it. Even though I hate the sewing machine and it hates me mostly. So I had my mom come over and I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. And she helped me with one. And she's like, you're on your own for the rest of these. This is a lot. And so I spent a couple nights just working on it, and you can see, I mean, the corners are not that great. But it's functionality, and it's still pretty. It's just not perfect. But it works for me, and that's okay. So I've got several project bags that I made. They're nowhere near perfect, but they work and they make me happy, so that's what matters. So for yesterday, I did go with what my Maynia plan was, in addition to starting that one. And I picked up a start from last year again, and this is Little House Needleworks Winter ABCs. I started winter and fall last year during Maynia. I haven't started spring or summer, but I do have the patterns. And I had made decent progress on this one, I think. So before I picked it up, I had all the way down here to E, and then I had the sleigh, and I had all of this. So I filled in all of the green, and I had done the word cold. Filled in the green, the red, filled in the trees, and then I wrote frost and did some of the snowflakes. So I definitely made progress. And these pieces are long and they seem kind of daunting, but take it in chunks. I mean, it's really small. I mean, it's the length of my finger. It's very thin, but when you look at it, and it's a lot of words or letters and then the words, and so that definitely helps. But I'm really excited about working on next on that little house because it's super cute. I love houses. I mean, I love the pattern. I'm excited about all of it. So I just need to get moving on it when I pick up some more winter stitching. And that is all caught up on Maynia so far. So today I will show you what I'm gonna work on tonight probably. I'm gonna do Little House Needleworks America. So I'm gonna start this one. This is from 2003, so it's one of her first patterns. All DMC. I like that. I'm gonna do it on that bluish gray coffee tea dyed fabric that I'm doing the 1776 piece on. And I think that's gonna be pretty. So that is where we are. I did have some haul that I thought I'd show real quick. Yep. Let's grab it. So first, the housewives did a contest in their Facebook group. So they did two. They did Housewives Hurrah, where you wear your housewives gear and you show your stitching or yourself stitching or whatever. And so they had 3 winners for that. And then they did a Tidbit Ta-da contest. So you show your tiered tray with your stitching. So I showed my spring tiered tray in the Facebook group, and I was watching their video. I think I was watching it Sunday night because it was just so crazy. I didn't get to watch it until then. And they mentioned my name. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. So this was their new release yesterday, and so this is the pattern that I won. And so I emailed them yesterday morning, and they were super fast to email it over to me. Really cute. So that was super fun. And then they had a sale, 20% off for Mother's Day. And so I had a couple patterns that I didn't have that I did want. And so I did get their mom pattern. I'll try to stitch that maybe next year. And then strawberry seeds, because I really want to do like a berry theme and bee theme. And I've got a double tiered tray over here in my kitchen. And so I want to do that one. And then I got the calendar crates. And with that order, I also got, and this is from Double Cross Stitcher, I got the June sampler from Cottage Needleworks. So now that May is finally done, I need to get started on that. It's not going to be done before June with Maynia and the Sals and calendar crates. I probably should make this a priority. But May can just hang out till the middle of June, which is what April's been doing until I got it done. It's fine. And then I got, like I said, Needlecase Goodies pink posy in the mail yesterday so I could finish up my May sampler. And with it, I got Brenda Gervais's new Red, White, and Bloom. And look at those smalls. They will be perfect to put in a tiered tray, or I've got a basket that I've never used that I think I might dig out of the basement and put somewhere with a whole bunch of pillows. Oh my gosh. I love these. And then one more order came in. It was from Annabella's shop on Etsy. So all of these are on Etsy. I don't have a local needlework shop. Yes, I don't have a local shop. So most of mine is online through Etsy, or I do 1, 2, 3 Stitch. Maybe once or twice a year I make it out to a cross stitch store, because there's one up in Pigeon Forge that I can make it to. We are going camping later this summer in Branson, and there is Celia's Samplers, and I went there last year. That was our first trip to Branson. We're going in this year. Beautiful shop. I will be stopping in there. There's really no other ones near East Tennessee, so it's a lot of online shopping. But from Annabella's shop, I did get the Housewives How Does Your Garden Grow? And then Heart in Hand, Patriotic Tiny Town, another one. Oh my gosh. I can't sew, but I want to do the drum because it's so cute. In reality, it'll probably end up being something like this because I can't sew. And then, like I said, I got the part 3 of Fall is in the Air. So now I got to get moving on those. And I have no idea what I'm going to do, how I'm going to finish those either. So that is my haul for the week. I do have a couple more orders on Etsy that are due in the next week or so probably. So I'll probably have some more coming in. I have a problem, y'all. I don't need more patterns. You should see my basement. But these designers keep coming out with cute things, and then I feel the need to get them. Or I am on Flosstube, or I am on Instagram, and I see all the beautiful things that people are stitching, and I need to get them. So I have a cart full of things, or a wish list. I try to put things on my wish list where it's not crazy, and then at Christmas I can say, here honey, here's my wish list. Or my mom wants ideas sometimes, here's a wish list. And my sister-in-law, she's always trying to figure out what to get me, and my husband's like, cross stitch. Well, that's what I always get her. Cross stitch. It's what she wants. Just accept it. It's what she wants. So they're super sweet and very supportive. My little 4-year-old, he looks around the house and sees when I put something new up, and Mommy, I love your cross stitch. I love it. I love that you love it. And he helped me with a winter piece. He put a couple stitches in and helped me because he wanted some more winter pieces on a little tree that I had over here that I did some snowmen stitching on. And so he's like, you need some more snowmen. I'm like, okay, well, you want to come help me do a little stitching? So he helped, and it was really sweet. He was really excited about it. That is all that I have for my second video. Thank you for hanging in with me and with the dog barking. I'm going to try to figure out how to put 2 videos together. So we're learning new things every day here in the Flosstube world. But I'm having a lot of fun. I really appreciate everyone's support. I know there are so many Flosstubes that you can be watching, so thank you for spending a little part of your day with me, and I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing everyone on Instagram, seeing what everyone's stitching. You can find me again as Lovins Stitchin on Instagram, and I love to see what everyone's working on. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Maynia, whatever you are doing for that, and a great couple of weeks. I'll see you next time. Bye.